Hey everyone, as a follow-up to my last video, which I recorded a little while ago, firstly, I'm sorry that it's very loud out here. I don't know if you can even hear me, but I guess the reason why I'm making this video is because I just want to update on a video that I did about over a year ago in which I talked about autism and mental health. So I guess, I don't really know what I'm going to title this, probably an update, like Autism and Mental Health Update, or 1 year later or something like that. But getting to the point, as I indicated from my last video, where I talked about where I had been after being away from YouTube for so long, after months, I just thought I'd make this video to update about the fact that I've been really struggling with my mental health lately. And I honestly don't know why, because I should be happy with all the things that are going on lately with my family and with everybody else that I know. Like, it's been a good month so far, and I mean, it's been a good month in general anyway, because I love October. Hold on. Yeah, there's a motorcycle going by. Sorry that it's really loud out here. I don't know if you can even hear me. But October is like my all-time favorite month. It's like my favorite time of the year is the fall. Just like the leaves turning different colors and things like that. But anyway. So I guess the reason why I'm making this video is because, like I said already, I've been struggling with my mental health lately. I've been really just sad lately. And I don't know why. I think maybe it's because of issues going on with how I feel about my past, and like issues going on with other people in my family besides my immediate family. I mean, I don't know what that was. A fly just flew by, I think. Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is the other people in my family, like, as you may have known already in the video that I uploaded back in July, I came out as non-binary. And that's because this is who I am, and I'm not ashamed of it. I mean, it's kind of obvious. I've always felt this way for years, for a very long time, for as long as I can remember. And while some people in my family are very accepting and supportive, others are not, and I don't know how to deal with that, because my parents, being my mom and my stepfather, are very religious. I mean, they're not horrible people at all, but like they just have very different views when it comes to people like me. And then there's my biological dad, who I have not seen in 15 years. And I might upload a video of me being with him, because I am going to be seeing him this November, which I'm very excited about. And I cannot wait to see him. But I don't know how he's going to react, because I haven't told him yet that I'm non-binary. And I don't know how he's going to take it. He's more tolerant than my mom and stepdad. He's not religious at all. And I don't know how he's going to take it, because he's known me as his little girl for a very long time. But the truth is that I've never been a girl. But I don't know how he's going to react. And I guess there's that, with the stress of that, and also just like issues that I've been dealing with, mistakes that I made. You know, I've done horrible things that I'm not proud of. And I used to be a horrible person all around. But I guess, you know, uploading this video feels like great therapy for me, because then I can like let out my feelings. I feel like I wasn't really being very honest before, and now that I'm being like fully unfiltered and fully that's a loud truck. Fully like not as shy as I used to be, because as I said in my last video, where I talked about where I have been and why I hadn't uploaded in YouTube in a while from that point, I talked about how I was debating even having a YouTube channel, because I was so scared of putting myself out there and just like the nerves of just like what I would talk about or like what videos I would make, but mostly just fear of putting myself out there. I'm always really nervous and self-conscious, and now I don't care anymore. I mean, I used to be like really self-conscious, for example, about my autism. Now I don't care anymore. I'm proud of being autistic, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with me. But, you know, I was just nervous about like putting myself out there in terms of YouTube, and that's why I debated in the first place. So that's kind of one of the things that led me to, I guess, make this video today, is to talk about like my mental health. Like I said, I did horrible things. I was not a good person. It's hard for me to talk about, but like I said already, as you saw in my July video, I came out to you as non-binary. In addition to being non-binary, I am also bisexual. What that basically means is that I'm attracted to both men and women. I mean, at least that's so far how I see my sexuality. I don't know what else to categorize it. I mean, I see my sexuality as very fluid, but I don't really know who I'm attracted to more, men or women. But that's not the point of this video. The point is that, like, how do I explain it? Damn, I forgot what I was going to say about my bisexuality. Well, I guess there's that, and also, like, the fact that I was really self-conscious about my autism for years. And like I said already, now I don't care about it anymore. There's nothing wrong with it. And I understand that there's people out there who are autistic that... Hold on, car. And another car. There's so many cars here. I understand that there's people out there who are autistic who really, truly are severely disabled. Like, I've seen videos of people on the autism spectrum who really are severely disabled and really will need to be, you know, looked after for the rest of their lives. And that's understandable. But that does not excuse the hate speech and bigotry that people have about autism, particularly from organizations like Autism Speaks. Now, don't get me started on Autism Speaks. I've done a video on them before. I mean, not much of a video because I'm just horrible at editing and everything, but like, you know, I've talked about them before in my other previous video, and they're horrible people. They do not speak for autistic people in any way. And so, regardless of whether the person is autistic and unable to take care of themselves, or they're autistic and they are able to take care of themselves, it doesn't matter. The point is that hate speech is hate speech regardless, and Autism Speaks does not speak for me, and they don't speak for any person on the spectrum. But I'm not here to talk about that, like I said, it's just the same reason why I'm not here to talk about my sexual orientation. Oh, now I remember what I was going to say about my bisexuality. Yeah, so I am bisexual, and now I think about it, it's not really about that. It's about the fact that in the past I was very in denial of it. I knew that I liked women just as much as I liked men, and I didn't know why. I thought, well, I can't be gay because I have attraction to men, but at the same time, I don't know because I have attraction to women. I didn't know that bisexuality was a thing. I didn't even know it was real. And even more so, I didn't know that non-binary was real. I was always taught that there was either men or women, and that was it. I had no idea what non-binary was, and I didn't know until I was 25. And even then, I was scared to death because I was so scared of just like being under an umbrella that was so misunderstood, and I didn't want to like be ridiculed or made fun of, even though this really is who I am, and this really was how I've always felt for pretty much my whole life. But I didn't have any language to describe it. Yeah, it's very windy out here. I don't even know if you can hear me. There's a lot of leaves blowing, there's a lot of cars going by. Just playing with a leaf. But anyway, yeah, I used to be a very horrible person, and I'm not proud of it. Believe it or not, this might sound shocking, but I used to be homophobic years and years and years and years ago when I was in like middle school. And that mainly had to do with the environment that I was surrounded by. I mean, it was the early 2000s, and a lot of people said, trust me, I know it sounds weird to say that, but it really was the early 2000s. I'm a lot older than I look. But, you know, the environment that it was at this time, people would say hateful words like, you know, the FAG word or the DYKE word or stuff like that, you know, horrible, hateful words that just, you know, that's the environment that I was in, and not knowing what they mean, you know, you say these words thinking like, not that it's not a big deal, like you say words that the middle schoolers say, like, oh, that's so gay, or he's so gay, and it's like, you don't really know what they mean until you get into older years. When you're older and like in high school, you start to realize that those words are actually very offensive, and then you start to realize how awful they are. How awful they are. Another motorcycle. But, you know, that's understandable because, like, you know, everyone has those moments where they're not really knowledgeable about certain things or certain issues in their younger years. But it wasn't even just that. Like, in middle school and up until early high school, I used to be profoundly homophobic. And that's because mainly I was just also in denial. I mean, there's a car. I was just also really in denial. Like, I knew that I liked women just as much as I liked men, but I was always taught from my surrounding environment, not just in school, but also in my home, that it was wrong. And I grew up believing that it was wrong, even though I know, of course, that this is completely absurd and untrue. A lot of stuff going on out here. But I feel bad because I was a horrible person, not just because I used to be homophobic, even though it was mainly because I was in denial of being LGBT myself, but also, despite the fact that I used to be homophobic, I knew deep down that I wasn't a girl, but I didn't feel like a boy either, and I didn't know why. And so I guess you could say that I was also a hypocrite. I was a massive, massive hypocrite, and I'm ashamed of it. I mean, I'm not that way anymore, obviously, because now I know that it's not true, and that I am in fact attracted to men and women. I am in fact bisexual, but I used to, you know, expect others to be respectful of me, but then I had no respect for them. And that's something that I can't change because it's in the past, but I just feel deeply ashamed of it. But, you know, we all have those times where we used to be horrible people. I mean, I don't know if that's the same for everyone, but like, in terms of like ignorance that we had in our middle school and high school years, you know, I mean, like, what teenager knows everything about the world? Let's be honest about that. But, I mean, the environment that I was in, I mean, like, non-binary has always existed since the beginning of time, but it wasn't really known about much in the era that I grew up in. I mean, I grew up in a very religious family, and so the language that was around at the time, it didn't exist. I mean, the language that people had for it, there was no language. That's just the thing. And, I mean, I remember being as young as maybe 5 or 6 years old and telling my mom, I'm not a girl. But at the same time, I didn't know what else to say other than I want to be a boy. Because I thought that that's the only thing that existed, was either girls or boys. Of course, that's not true. I know that. But at the time, when I was 5, 6 years old, I didn't know that. And it's just weird looking back on it, because I knew that I wasn't a boy, but I knew for sure that I wasn't a girl. And I didn't know why. It's just hard to talk about, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that I've done stupid things in my past, horrible mistakes, that I've made, and I feel bad about the way that I used to be, but you know, I need to get over it because it's in the past. It's long gone now. I don't think any of those people even remember who I am. I've done stupid things that I shouldn't have done. I used to be very rebellious as a teenager, and I feel horrible about that too. I mean, I was made fun of and bullied horribly as well, so there's that. I mean, I don't know if you saw one of my other videos, but in one of my other videos that I talked about, which I titled, I Need to Talk About This, that's the title of the video, I Need to Talk About This. I talked about a bullying situation, an incident that happened to me in high school that in which I was taken advantage of by a group of girls, particularly one girl. And the other two girls turned out that they were just her friends because, I don't know, I mean, they turned out to be nice people, but that one girl that bullied me was not. And I still feel, I guess, embarrassed as hell. But also, like, I know deep down that it's not really my fault. In fact, it's not my fault at all. I just didn't know what to do in terms of that situation. And I'm so ashamed of even talking about it that I think I shouldn't mention it at all in this video, but you've probably seen it in the video that I talked about from a while ago. The video titled, I Need to Talk About This. That's the title of the video. My foot is numb because I'm sitting on it. But hold on a sec. Ouch. Oh, God, my foot is so numb. I can't even feel my toes. But anyway, there's that. And I just want to say, if you're struggling with your mental health as an autistic person, I think one of the best things that you can do is just like tell yourself every day, just look at yourself in the mirror. This is what I do personally for me. Look at yourself in the mirror and just say that you're a great person, and that regardless of how many horrible things you did in the past or any mistakes that you made in the past, it's over. Most of those people probably don't even know who you are anymore. And there goes an ATV or four-wheeler, whatever they're called. And even if they do know who you are, like, who cares? You shouldn't be so worried about what other people think. And, you know, you're not alone, regardless of what anyone says. If you really feel like you need help, then seek therapy. That's what I tried to do recently. I want to go see a counselor. I haven't seen one yet, but I want to. And I hope that eventually I'll be able to get better. So, sorry that this video is kind of me rambling on, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that I've been struggling a lot with my mental health lately. And I'm going to try to get better as much as I can. I mean, I am going to be seeing my dad in November, and like I said already, I haven't seen him in 15 years. So that'll be exciting, but I haven't told him yet that I'm non-binary, so I don't know what he's going to think. He might accept me, he might not. But I know for a fact that his mother, being my grandmother on my father's side, will not accept me at all. She's very religious, very old-fashioned, and very conservative Christian in her views. So I know that she's not going to accept me at all, and that's fine because, you know, she wasn't that nice of a person anyway to begin with. But still, like, I'm just nervous as hell because I feel like I have to do this. I have to come out to him, because if I don't, it's going to eat me alive. I mean, I know that sounds really weird to say, but I mean, I haven't seen him in so long, and I'm tired of being referred to as a woman everywhere I go, because it just feels wrong. I haven't told anybody in the area that I live in terms of like people that I know. I haven't told any of them yet, even though I desperately want to. But bear in mind that many of the people here are from older generations. Oh, I just got a health alert on my phone. Anyway, many of the people here are from older generations and might not accept it. And that's okay, because you know what? if they have a problem with it, that's their problem, not mine. So, sorry that I've rambled on so long, but I just thought I'd make this video. And hopefully I'll get better, and if you are struggling with your mental health, I'm sure you can get better too. So, I hope you understand, and thank you for watching.